The Veteran Project. 4 vets, 5 vets.
We are not responsible for any trauma, PTSD, tinnitus, or flashbacks during this podcast.
Hooray!
Yeah. All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Veteran Project.
Good morning.
We, well, I'll start off first. I am the host.
You are.
Jeff, a.k.a. Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash.
Out back, we got Jay.
Hi, Jay.
He is.
What's going on? I'm back here somewhere.
Jay is
There
like,
I am.
Hey.
What's up, guys?
Jay is like my second wife during the week. Always
Oh.
bickering.
No
Can't be
homo.
the hubby? What?
Listen.
Work husband?
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's your work hubby.
Podcast husband.
Yeah.
For the most part. Hey, you didn't do this right, Jeff. I'm like, God damn it, Jay. Oh, you got to put the tags. Okay, Jay, I got you. I got your point, man. You computer nerd.
It's a lot to learn, you know.
It is a lot to learn. Listen, we respect that.
It takes a bit, but you're gonna get there.
I'll get
I
there.
have faith in you. For
I
sure.
will get there.
Crawl, walk, run.
So, and I don't even have to ask the question this time, but allow me to reintroduce Allie.
Hi. I am Allie Rodriguez, the VSOstest with the mostest.
Okay.
That's my new tagline. Look at my shirt.
Oh, I like that.
VSOstest with the mostest.
Oh, yeah.
My husband-elect coined that phrase, so now I have all my work shirts have VSOstest with the mostest.
awesome.
Yeah, it's cheesy, but it's, my tagline.
So for those who haven't watched this podcast, we had Allie back in season 1. She was our very first guest, and we've upgraded a lot since then, and I was like...
This is amazing. Yeah. Love the set out, love the layout. Like you guys you're killing it.
Yeah,
Proud of you
and
guys, yeah.
We're having fun. you know?
Absolutely. Yep.
So we're just, one day at a time and, learning as we go. We did just get this awesome flag.
I love this. I don't know if you let me move this there so my
Yeah.
TikTok people can see.
So,
Made by who?
so it's made by Shoveltown, and Shoveltown gave the commander of my chapter a few flags to give to veterans or
Yep.
organizations,
Yep.
and he chose the Veteran Project.
Yeah.
So
This is amazing. Look at this. Like the detail on this and the craftsmanship is, and look at the stars too. The stars are like amazing. They're perfect. Like what a beautiful flag. And I know like flag making is kind of like cliche in the veteran world. Like everybody makes flags out of wood and stuff, but the craftsmanship is unlike anything I have seen. And it is gorgeous.
to think that this is, vets that also build these flags. It's therapeutic for them.
Yes, absolutely. Yep. I have. So, of course, I don't take payment, right? Because, well, I'm a government employee and I can't take payment. But veterans, after I get them their percentages or I get their health care or whatever, they always want to let me buy you lunch. And I'm like, no, thanks. Like, I can't take that,
Yeah.
But if you have art, if you create something, I will absolutely display it. And so my office we have these, we have birdhouses, we have paintings, we have poems. Somebody wrote me a poem, like all veteran made.
Yeah.
And I love that. I will absolutely display veteran created stuff.
It's cool.
It's amazing. Yeah.
I know there's a lot of workshops out there that do, the flags.
Correct.
Really, everything.
Yeah, right.
and it's a way for veterans to connect and also just to, I don't know, be creative with their, what's going on in there.
Yep, it's a good outlet, right? Like we have all these emotions and feelings, and whether they're good or they're bad, or we get antsy and we get restless, and so this is such a good way. Like anything creating, right? Like even not just like woodworking, but painting, photography, landscaping, right? Anything to get you moving.
Yeah.
And I've seen it with the veterans come in, especially the ones that they've been out for 2 to 3 years. They don't really know their purpose, right? It happens to all of us. We're kicking down doors and we know exactly where to be and what uniform at what time.
Yeah.
We know where we stand. We come back to the civilian world and we're like, nobody gives a shit if you were a sergeant major. Nobody gives a shit if you were lieutenant colonel, right? Nobody cares, right? Nobody cares. So we lose that purpose. And I think that's why it's so hard for us to re-assimilate into civilian life, because we are essentially starting over, And I tell people, like, go to like the Wounded Warrior Project and go to some of their classes, go to any local nonprofits and get involved. If it's not for you, it's not for you, right? Like, I started an international book club because I love to read. And until my husband-elect moved in, I didn't even have a TV.
Yeah.
So
You say husband-elect?
Husband-elect, yeah. I think it's better than fiance. Yeah.
That's been cracking me up this whole time.
Yeah. He's my husband-elect. Yeah. Yeah, it's better than fiance. Fiance. It's
That's
just so
funny.
pretentious. So he's my husband-elect. Yeah. But yeah, so I encourage veterans to, even like if you have just a little bit of land or, like a little yard, build a box and put some dirt in it and plant something. You know what I mean? Like paint something, whittle wood, something, crocheting. I learned to crochet, and there's somebody on TikTok called Combat Crochet, I think, and he does amazing stuff.
Oh,
The
nice.
veterans are so talented because we come from all walks of life, and we need an outlet.
Yeah.
Like if you want to become, a gunsmith, go learn gunsmithing. Do something. Do something.
I remember during the summertime, and I was like, man, I'm bored. My wife was up in New Hampshire, and I'm just kind of sitting there, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna go clear out some brush, dude. I went nuts.
Yeah.
I don't have any more brush to clear out.
Good.
Which sucks.
Right.
But
I got some. You can come clear my yard. Blow them leaves and rake and shit.
so no, the outlets. Jay, he, the producer, he works
He
out.
pumps iron.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I've noticed them gains, bro.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
He's getting smaller.
Dude. He's huge. Yeah. Pretty soon he won't be able to fit through the door. He's coming in sideways and shit.
I don't even know if he can wipe his own bum.
Oh, yeah. Don't get to that point,
bidet
Jay, where
for
you
that.
can't wipe your own ass. Let's not get there. I mean, I guess you could always buy a bidet, right?
Oh, trust me, I have one.
He's
We were
already
just
at that
talking
point.
about that.
Dude, he's probably got one like in the back of his car.
Yeah.
He's on all these
Just in
construction
case.
sites, right?
He's got a little hose.
Yeah, he's got to like pump air into it to squirt it up there.
I'm gonna make a bidet for the construction for the Porta Johns.
Yeah, dude, you should. There's $1 million.
The J bidet.
The J bidet.
Oh God!
That's $1 million idea. The J bidet. I
Somebody's
like
gonna
that.
steal my idea now.
Yeah. Copyright.
Sitting in a hot porta potty won't be as bad with the J bidet.
The J bidet. I like that. That's good. That's good.
So, once again, everybody, like I said, this is Allie's second time onto the Veteran Project.
It is.
And we all know her very well, especially here in the South Shore area. She's making an impact in the communities. She's a very well-spoken. People listen to
Yeah,
you.
and I will never get used to that. I will never, because I'm just Allie, right? Like I'm just me.
Yeah.
I'm nobody like, I don't carry myself like I'm better than anybody or I know more than anybody or like it's just I'm just me. Like we were at a party last night, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm sitting there stuffing my face with cornbread and just
Yeah.
hanging out and I this weekend I did have a little bit of an identity crisis, and I'm like, I wonder if people look at me as just Allie or if I'm the VSO. And I noticed that whenever I get introduced to new people,
Yeah.
people always say, "Oh, that's Allie. She's the veterans director in Taunton. She's the VSO in Taunton. She's the VSO." And I'm like, I wonder if this is how cops feel. Like, oh, he's a cop. She's a cop. He's a firefighter, right? So like when our jobs become our identity, I guess it means I'm making an impact, right?
Yeah.
Because people know and understand that I am a VSO and it's, but I am just Allie.
Yeah.
I'm a mom, I'm a wife-elect, I'm a sister, I'm a veteran, I'm, a geek. And so I feel like when do I draw the line from being a VSO to being just me?
Yeah.
And I feel like that line will never be separated because people do identify me as the VSO,
Yeah.
right? Like as veteran services. So I just got to come to terms with that. That's who I am.
My wife, when we left last night, my wife is like, dude, Allie is so well put together. Like, you are, well, it's like, we notice you in the military world.
Yeah.
But like civilians, like, dude, she's a badass chick.
Stop it. No, and it's funny because I feel like maybe, and I think it's because I'm so well put together because I was a part, like I was
Yeah.
just a train wreck of a person, especially when I got out. I was homeless for a little bit. I was jobless. People don't know that about me because I don't talk about it because it's not about me. It's about you guys, right? But I went back to work, got an education, I have 2 bachelor's degrees, I have a master's degree, and I just started literally from scratch. You know what I mean? And I wanted to be a cop, and then my then husband gets blown up, and I'm like, well, we have kids, like we can't both be getting shot at. So I left. I left what I wanted to do, and in the long run, it all worked out because this is my calling. This is what honest to God, I truly believe that I am put on this earth to do, is to help other veterans. Is become a subject matter expert and guide and listen. But I do kind of miss the action a little bit. You know what I mean? We all do. We miss the adrenaline. I think that's why we all ride motorcycles.
Yeah, dude.
We miss that, our heart pumping. You know what I mean?
So back, I'd say like maybe right around COVID, I wish I could find the poem, but it was like, what it's like to be a part of the CVMA and ride a motorcycle. And, I was like, when you put on your vest, it's like putting on a flak jacket.
Yeah.
You put on your helmets, throwing on your Kevlar, and when you're taking off, you're going on
convoy.
patrol.
Yeah,
convoy, whatever. And like that's like the peaceful thing of it, because you know what the person in front of you is going to do when somebody cuts them off. It's like you already know what people are going to do.
Yeah,
and that's what's really cool about just throttle therapy.
Throttle therapy.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah,
and and sometimes like I remember when I was riding back from Kentucky, I just decided to open up the fucking bike at like 100 miles an hour and just,
crap.
Dude, it was like pitch black. It's 1:00 in the morning and nobody's out.
Right.
And I'm going through Pennsylvania and
the worst state. For state police.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just let it go. I was like, just to get that adrenaline rush.
Right. Yes,
to wake
that's
the
what
fuck
we do.
up.
Exactly. Yep. It is to wake the fuck up. Yep. And that's why I ride with the Stilettos. The Stilettos on Steel. They are an all-women motorcycle group. So we're not a club. We are a group. We're nationwide. Started in Wisconsin. We have a Massachusetts chapter. And I am not a diehard like biker chick, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like sometimes like I don't belong because my Stiletto sisters, they're talking about they take apart their bikes and they added this and that and they're in leathers, and I'm like, wow, I
just brought my bike to Betancourt.
Right, like I just ride because I wanted to learn. And this is only my second riding season, but I love the Stilettos. And I was a little apprehensive, and I'm like, all right, females, and there's no cattiness, there's no bullshit, there's no envy, there's no jealousy, there's none of that. And when I told our leader, I'm like, listen, I am brand new on a bike. I have like 10 hours on a motorcycle. Yeah. They're like, no problem. They took me out. We learned how to ride in formation, what the rules are, the Stilettos. Like, it is awesome. I love these women. Yeah. And there are a few vets. Sadly, there's only I think like 4 of us out of a group of like 70, but that's everywhere we go, right? There's always veterans are always the minority. But it's nice to just get on a motorcycle, and my bike is nothing fancy. It's a little iron 883, right? It's it's my little iron pearl because she's pearl colored, and I love this fucking thing. Yeah. I love my bike, and I never ever thought that I would ever ride a motorcycle, never, but. No, it forces me to focus, right? Because you're driving in a cage, right? And you're daydreaming, you got somewhere, you don't know how you get there. And it's not like that on a motorcycle. Like you are forced to concentrate, and my thoughts stop. They're clear, and it's just me and the bike on the road. And I love that. And sometimes I need to clear my mind, and that's why I ride, plus a little bit of adrenaline,
Have you all gone like on any trips?
Yeah, so they do a lot of New York trips, Connecticut trips, the hardcore. One of the more seasoned bikers will go down to Florida and things. Okay. We did this summer. Oh no, in October we did a skeleton ride. So there was like 30 something of stilettos, and we're all in skeleton costumes. And we went. Oh my gosh, it was like 80 something miles. It was awesome. Yeah, nice. It was cool. Yeah, yeah.
Dude, like getting out there and like seeing different parts on a bike. I remember the first big bike trip that I did to Kentucky. And I was like, holy fuck, I can't believe I'm in another state on my bike.
That's amazing. Yeah. I go to Rhode Island and I'm like, whoo.
Rhode Island's fucking crazy, man. You got to like stay out west in Rhode Island between that and Connecticut.
Yeah. And the no helmet law, like why? I mean, even though, Massachusetts is a law, that you must wear a helmet, and in Rhode Island it's not. Why wouldn't you? Florida's the same way. Like, oh, we don't have to wear a helmet, but okay, just because you can doesn't mean you should, right? Like, why wouldn't you wear a helmet?
When I go to New Hampshire, the second I cross the border, the helmet goes in the trunk.
It does. That's crazy to me.
You know, it's like their license plate says "Live free or die."
Well, right, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
And I mean, right at the New Hampshire line, I kind of accept my fate. Hey, if today's the day, today's
the day, right?
So.
Yeah, but there's something to be said about like that, right? Like that risk that I think we miss once we leave the military. Bleh. Yeah, yeah, is what it is.
So how's your you had a pretty busy summer. You know?
I did. I was all over the place. I was recently, and I'm gonna put this out there, I was recently diagnosed with insomnia, right? Because I'm like, what is going on? And so I just turned 40, and I'm like, oh, maybe this is like perimenopause. Maybe I'm going through the change. And I'm like, there's something's got to give, dude. So I recently started this thing called CBTI, which is Cognitive Behavioral Therapy for Insomnia. Okay. And I'm in therapy every other Friday. It's getting warm in here. Every other Friday I'm in therapy just because, you know, like anybody else, I got personal shit, you know, from the military. I have trauma. Yeah. And then trauma from being a VSO, believe it or not. Like, I carry everybody's weight. You know, I hear everybody's stories, and they're horrible, horrible stories. And so to be a VSO, you have to be empathetic, right? Like, you have to have compassion. And I think that's what makes me such a good VSO, because I honestly give a shit. I honestly care. Yeah. So when someone comes to me and they're, you know, in tears, you know, you have these SEALs and Marines and World War II veterans who still come to me, and Vietnam guys, and they just break down like, oh, it just hurts my heart. So I carry that with me. So I'm in therapy every other week for my personal shit and for my VSO stuff. And I was telling my therapist, I'm like, dude, it's been like 4 months, man. Like, I'm not sleeping. The nightmares are just awful. Like, not even in sleep do I rest. Mm-hmm. And so she recommended me to do this thing called CBTI, Cognitive Behavioral Therapy for Insomnia. So I met with this doctor, Dr. A, out of the Providence VA. And I am like 9 days into this therapy, and I hate it, but my fiance said to me this morning, you're sleeping better. That's good. And I'm like, okay, but I hate it. So what happens is, for the first week, I had to keep a sleep study, like time I went to bed, like time I actually fell asleep, how long it took me to sleep, if there was any alcohol use or pill use or any drug use, how many times I woke up, how long I was awake, time I woke up, and time I got out of bed, right? So the next day I fill all that out. So after a week of that, I submitted it to my therapist, and she put in a bunch of calculations, and so created this CBTI plan for me. My earliest bedtime, meaning that I cannot go to bed until 11:45 p.m. Now, normally I'm in bed at 9:45 p.m. Yeah, so normally I'm in bed at like 9:30 because I read, right? I love to read. I love to lay down my blankie, have my little nightlight on and read. You know, the husband-elect is sleeping next to me. Like, I love to read. And she's like, no, the bed is only for sleeping and for sex. That's it. Not eating, not reading, not watching TV, not doing homework, nothing. Yeah. So you essentially have retrained your brain to associate being awake with being in the bed. Yeah. I'm like, oh, damn. So at 11:45, like, I'm not allowed to watch TV. I'm not allowed to read or nothing. So now I'm reading by the fireplace. Yeah. And then I have a hard wake up time of 7 a.m. Okay. So I have to wake up at 7 a.m. and I have to get out of bed like almost immediately. Yeah. And I don't do mornings. I hate the morning. And my staff knows don't schedule nobody before 9 a.m. Like, I'm not a nice person in the morning.
I'm not 100%.
I'm not. Like, I'm not. I'm like a dum-dum in the morning, right? Turn into a potato. Like, I need to have my coffee. I need to wake up, right? So the past 2 weeks, I've been going to bed at 11:45. I've been jotting down how many times I wake up, and I have a hard wake-up time at 7 a.m., and I'm exhausted, and my staff has noticed. But I honestly can say that I have been sleeping better. I'm not waking up as often. And when I do wake up, I'm not awake for as long as I was. Yeah. So we're working on it. But
Dude,
I'm sorry. I'm not allowed to nap either. That's a big thing. I love to nap. Oh my God, I get home from work, right? And like the hour between when I come home and when my husband like gets home, right? I'm napping on the couch before I start dinner. No, I'm not allowed to nap either.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this sucks. I wrote her an email. I'm like, Dr. A, this is trash. Like, I hate this. I want to sleep. I'm miserable. I'm cranky. I don't feel good. And she's like, it's just 2 weeks. Hang in there. You can do it. And I'm like, all right. Like, I have done hard things.
Yeah.
Like, just stay awake, bitch. Like, it's not difficult.
Dude, it's crazy, like, when it comes to, like, sleeping. I mean, you know, Jay and I, we're up at the crack of dawn.
I can't. I respect you guys so much. There's no way. I can't.
Like, if I go to bed, I mean, there's, like, now with the time change and all that, and it's darker, which is, it's fucking bullshit.
Miserable.
I am ready for bed at 6 o'clock.
Yes, me too.
And I just sit there, and I'm like, oh, my God, I still got 2 hours before I go to bed.
Right. Yeah. Like, the other day, I posted on my Facebook, Amazon or whatever delivered something, and I saw it on the Ring camera, and I opened the door and I'm like, hey, thank you. And I'm like, I'm so sorry you have to work so late. And he's like, ma'am, it's 6 o'clock and you're welcome. And I'm like, oh, damn. And I'm thinking it's like 9:30, right? Because I'm already in pajamas. I got the fireplace on. The lights are low, right? So I'm like, it was 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is garbage. Trash. Oh, seasonal depression is a thing.
Dude, it fucking sucks. It really does. Like,
it's a thing, man.
This whole week, like, I don't know what it's been. I've just been blah.
Yeah. Well, the weather's been trash, right? It rained all day yesterday, day before.
Well, we need
I know. Right? That's such an old thing to say. Like, we need the rain. Like,
it's like we gotta go out there and start dancing for it.
I know. It's true, right? Yes. Did you hear snow's coming next week?
Okay, so there's shit all over the place with this storm next week. So.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you believe it?
I follow this meteorologist Todd Gross on TikTok, and he was with like Channel 4 here in Boston or whatever, and he's like, it's not going to be an Armageddon storm.
Okay.
So, and like, even if you look at like the extended forecast, it's just showing rain.
Okay, so no snow.
But that's the thing. Like last year, how many times were we supposed to get fucked up by snow?
A lot, and it snowed twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just fucking rained.
Right.
That's it.
All right.
So,
okay.
But I don't know. I mean, I still got to put gas in those snow blowers.
Yeah, so my father-in-law is like, he's like greasing the snow machine, and he's like doing like the oil stuff, and I'm like, all right, because he's got like this big ass industrial size like thing, and I'm like, it doesn't snow like that anymore. It did in the 90s, but I feel like Massachusetts just doesn't get snow like it used to.
Doesn't.
Well, this part, Western Mass, still gets fucked up, but we're okay
those
here.
people out there, they can keep it.
Yeah, they can keep it. Yeah, I'm all set.
You know, and it's funny. It's like I've never been like so intrigued with the weather before until I got out of like the military.
It's because you're getting old. It's a thing. Like when you hit a certain age, weather becomes interesting.
Well, I hate the rain.
You do?
I fucking hate it. You know, I slept in it.
Oh, right.
I have done all the bullshit in it, and I'm so
Right,
like, even
right.
when I hop on the bike and it's a beautiful fucking day.
Yeah.
No rain for 3 weeks. I
Yeah.
always look. All right, there's no rain.
Yeah. Yeah, in the summertime. Like we didn't get much rain this summer, and that was pretty cool. But last summer, it rained almost every day.
Yeah.
It was more rain than sunshine. You know, I was pissed.
Yeah, this weather's just been out of control, and you know, I'm curious to see what the fucking winter brings along with good old cabin fever.
We need one just big ass storm, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like that's it. You know, like we all get our fix. We can go sledding and build snowman and play with the kids outside and shit, but that's it. Like one big snowstorm, that like the blizzard of, was it 78, 76? I mean, it was before our time, but
our parents know.
Our parents know, yeah.
I mean, we could say we had 2015. That was a fucking crazy winter.
2014, 2015. So I was moving into my house. I just moved to Massachusetts during that blizzard in February. And it was unbelievable. And my then husband looks at me. He's like, really? Massachusetts? And I'm like, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was like this. It was like knee high. We're shoving boxes. It was
bad.
Unbelievable.
That
Yeah.
was the year my wife and I met. And, you know, she was driving we were going back and forth. She would come to Plymouth from Boston. I would go up to Boston from Plymouth.
Yep.
And that's when, like, the Southeast Expressway was, you know, it's a 4-lane, 5-lane highway, and it was only 2 lanes.
Yeah.
Because there was so much snow.
Right. Yeah, I remember that. I was working for a Fortune 100 then, and they put us up in a hotel because the governor shut down the state and nobody was allowed on the highways. So we literally had to like trek across like a block and stay at the Park Plaza. And I'm like, ooh, the Park Plaza, the hotel's trash. I could not sit on the toilet and close the bathroom door at the same time because your knees would touch. Like you couldn't close the door. Yeah. So, I mean, the bathtub was nice. I will say that. But no, the Park Plaza is not anything like fantastic.
Roger that. Don't stay at the Park Plaza.
Don't.
Hear that, people on TikTok?
Don't stay at the Park Plaza when you visit Boston. I mean, you do you. I'm not telling you how to live your life. But
overrated.
Yeah. Yeah. It's old, though. It's
Boston
haunted,
Harbor
too.
Hotel's nice, though.
That one is nice. Yep. That's nice. I've stayed at a lot of Boston hotels for like one reason or another.
Conventions.
Yeah. Mostly. Yeah. Mostly.
Work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, everybody. So this is the end of part 1.
Hey, before we go,
Oh, yeah.
What?
Oh, a producer.
do you want to mention our sponsor?
Pins.
Pins.
So-
the bowling people?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
remember that gift card I sent you? I emailed it to you. It was a while ago. Don't make me go through my email.
Yeah. Where did you email it to where?
I don't know.
Okay. All right.
I'll have to look.
All right.
So, pins for every veteran that comes onto our podcast. They provide the veterans with a free gift card to either bowling,
Yeah.
axe throwing, or
Yeah.
darts.
Did I get that?
You would have guessed, yeah.
Oh, you know what? I think yes, because Joe and I went to Pins. There's one in Kingston, right? Yeah. Yep. That's the one we went to. Yep.
So, but
It's a cool place.
Did you use it?
Yeah, we did. We played arcades and we
Okay,
played
fuck
bowling.
yeah.
Yeah.
So she got it.
I
She's
got
used
it. I did.
We
It
can
was a
have
long
you
time
on
ago.
here, and you get a free gift card to Pins.
Yeah,
The
but
Veteran
not a blueberry
Project,
muffin.
Sponsored by Pins. Thank you so much to Pins for giving our veterans a complimentary gift certificate to Pins in Kingston or Milford, Massachusetts. Also, be sure to check out Pins in Milford with their newly renovated recreation room with 3 bays of champion axe throwing and 4 new bays for darts with self-scoring system. For more information, visit pins.com. That is PINZ.com.
Many hoodies. So,
I'm going to tell you where I have to get you a new hoodie.
like I said, check out Pins. They're awesome. And
Well, yeah, it's a fun place. And they have live music, too.
Yes, all the time. All the time.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
And
It's a good night out.
so, everybody, we will catch you all next week with part 2 here with Ali Rodriguez.
Part 2. See ya.
Well, Johnny Cash, another episode in the books. That's it for today, but the journey doesn't end here. Every veteran has a story, and every story deserves to be heard. If you're a veteran with a message, a challenge, or a triumph to share, we want you to join us.
Your experience matters to us. And together we can inspire others and remind the world what resilience truly looks like. Until next time, stay strong, stay connected, and remember, you're never alone in this fight. We'll see you on the next episode.
Cool.
The Veteran Project. 4 vets, 5 vets.
We are not responsible for any trauma, PTSD, tinnitus, or flashbacks during this podcast.